Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Divya. Welcome to Visual Vibes. In this Python course, I'm gonna teach you everything that you need to learn to start coding with Python. This course doesn't cost you anything, it's totally free for you. But if you would like to help me out, then you can increase its reach by hitting a like button, leave a random comment down below, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks in advance, and I really appreciate it. Without getting any delay, let's jump right in. So today we're going to see some basic core concepts in Python that includes variables, constants, and literals. Of course, there are a lot of things which we need to know before we start writing complex programs in Python. We will start learning from the very basic things and we will grow our learning gradually. So before I start, I would like to tell you one thing. If you haven't gone through my first three sessions about introduction, installation, and features of Python, then I would like to recommend you to first watch those three videos and then come here because it's so important to learn the basic things of Python before you getting into advanced topics. Now let's see the first core concept, variables. Variables. Variables are like the containers which are used to hold some data in the computer's memory. Means a variable is simply like a memory space reserved in the computer memory to store a value, and that value can be changed further if needed. This means whenever you create a variable, you reserve some space in memory depending upon the type of the value. Each value assigned to a variable has some data type. Let's say, for example, if you have two containers in front of you, one is small and one is big, and you have some big ball. If I ask you to put that big ball into one of those two containers, then which container you're gonna put in big container only, right? Have you identified? Depending on its size, right? So depending upon its size, you choose in the container and that container is gonna hold that big ball into it. So similarly, a value can be assigned to a variable and a memory space can be reserved in computer's memory depending upon the data type that is being declared in front of the variable. So here I given three examples for declaration of variables in three coding languages. One is Java, JavaScript, and Python. So this is how you declare the variables in Java. So before we talk about the declaration of variables in Python, let's see how you're gonna declare the variables in Java. So you can see here a variable, a value 30 has been assigned to the variable, which has been declared with the data type int. Stands for integer data type that holds the whole numbers, both positive and negative whole numbers. Data type is simply nothing but it is the one that defines two things. One is what type of data a variable is gonna hold, and second one, it tells the interpreter how much of memory space has been allocated into computer memory so that value can be held by that variable. So in addition to this integer data type, we have three more data type major data types in Java. That is a string data type that holds the sequence of characters, and double data type that holds the decimal values, and Boolean data type that holds the truth and false values. So in Java, any value can be assigned to a variable by declaring its data type in front of the variable. Now let's see JavaScript. JavaScript and Python are dynamically typed languages, means we no need to define its data type while declaring a variable. Instead, in JavaScript, you can declare a variable defining some keywords in front of it. Those keywords includes let, const, and var. Let and var allows for reassignment of values, variable values, once it's been initialized, whereas const doesn't allows you reassignment of value once it's been initialized. Let is a block scoped variable, means the variables which are declared with let or block scope, whereas the variables that are declared with var or function scope. Block scoped means whichever the variables declared inside the block cannot be accessible outside of the block. Similarly, the variable values which are declared inside the function cannot be accessible outside the function. So that's why let is block scoped variable. Let allows you declare the block scoped variable, and where allows you to declare the function scoped variables. So this is how you declare the variables in JavaScript. But when it comes to Python, you don't need to declare data type as well as any keywords in front of variable name. We can simply assign a value to a variable by defining it like this. You can take any value, whether it is a string, number, decimal value, or truthy or falsy values. You just simply assign it to a variable by declaring its name. See how simple it is, right? And also we can see how the complexity has been reduced from Java to JavaScript as well as from JavaScript to Python. So this is all about declaration of variables in Python. Now let's see the next core concept, constants. A constant is also a type of variables, but whose value cannot be changed. It's like a container that holds the information which cannot be changed throughout the program. A variable can be treated as constant whenever you declare that with all caps. See here, pi is a variable which is being initialized, assigned with some value, and this pi is declared in capital letters. So that's why we can call it as a constant. So likewise, tax rate also has been declared. So whenever in your program, if you want to declare some constant values that will not change throughout the program, then you can go ahead with constants by declaring the variables like this with all capital letters. This is about constants. And the next core concept in Python is literals. Literals are also fixed values, which you can directly declare in your code that represents a unchangeable constant item. These literals provides us the way to store the numbers, string values, Boolean values, some special characters, logical operands, and other some essential information which does not change during the entire program execution. In Python, these literals are categorized into 4 types. One is numeric literals, string literals, Boolean literals, and special literal. Let's see each one of the literal in detail. First one is numeric literals. Numeric literals purely represents numbers only, and these are again categorized into 3 types. First one is integer literals, second one floating point literals, third one complex number literals. And these integer literals purely represents whole numbers that includes positive, negative, along with 0 without a decimal point. And this floating point literals purely represents the numbers with a decimal point. And this complex number literals represents the numbers in the form of a plus bj, where a is a real part and j is a imaginary part. And here you can see some example which represents the integer literals, floating point literals, and complex number literals. Here you can see, right, the whole number 100 and minus 50. We have declared it assigned it to the variables a and b, comes under integer literals, and floating point literals. These are the decimal point numbers which has been assigned to C and D that comes under floating point literals, and then complex number literals in the form of a plus bj form are assigned to the e and f variables. This is how you can represent. This is how you can declare integer, floating point, and complex number literals in Python. Next one is string literals. A string is nothing but a sequence of characters, right? Suppose if you enclose those sequence of characters within quotes, then we can call it as a string literals. Simply a sequence of characters enclosed in quotes. And this string literals again categorized into 3 types: single quoted strings, double quoted strings, triple quoted strings. If the text is enclosed in single quotes, then that comes under single quoted strings. If any text that comes under enclosed in double quotes, that comes under double quoted strings. If any text enclosed in triple single or triple double quotes, that comes under triple quoted strings. And here is the example for different types of string literals. The first one is a single quoted. Here the text hello is enclosed in single quotes, so that's why it's a single quoted strings. And the next one, Python, is enclosed in double quotes, so this is the double quoted string. And the example, And the third text, this is a multi-line string text enclosed in single quotes which are triple. So that comes into triple quoted strings. So these are all about the string literals. Next one is Boolean literals. Boolean literals purely represents the truthy and falsy values in Python. So these are very useful in decision making and logical operations. So which we can come across in our upcoming sessions. And we have two types of Boolean literals, true and false. True represents the positive conditions. We can make this equivalent to 1 as well. And false represents a negative condition, which is equivalent to 0 as well. This is how you can represent the Boolean literals. True value is assigned to the A and false value is assigned to B. So this is how you can represent the Boolean literals. And the fourth one is a special literal. Python contains one more special literal, that is none, represents nothing or empty value. Whenever we declare any variable with the value none means, what it means, it's holding nothing. The value is null. So this is mainly useful mainly useful in the cases whenever if you want to check whether any variable is holding any value or is it holding a null value. To check those conditions, special literals are very useful in those cases. And this is all about literals in Python. And we are done with all the three core concepts that includes variables, constants, and literals. So that's all for today. I hope you like this session. If you have any doubts, feel free to post them in the comment section. We'll definitely answer your questions, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care, goodbye, and enjoy programming.